tongue straight to bridge tongue. Growing too fast, me a beg you slow me down. I know you're ready for the action. We coming back with a bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Bring the thing, girl, now work the thing, yeah. I be say everybody jump, yeah. Party swing, yeah, party in full swing, yeah, yeah.
We coming back with a bang.
And welcome back, everyone. So we continue with part 2 of our discussion with the winners of the IDB PrAISE Awards. With us this morning are Daniel Jelizo, Manager Assessment Unit, and we do have Mr. Charles Bobb-Semple, Deputy CEO. Yes, so we do have 2 of them. Let's begin with Ms. Jelizo. Ms. Jelizo, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about the award that you were successful at, and how has that experience been for you?
It's been a very, very positive experience for us. We are very proud at the authority to see our multifaceted work being showcased in such a forum. We were able to highlight specifically our forensic interview function, which engages child victims and witnesses. And so it's been a huge honor to be selected as a finalist.
Yeah. I want to speak a little bit, and this is for our viewers, if we can speak a little bit more about the kind of work that your unit does, and how was your and how has your participation in this exercise helped your unit, and would, in the long run, help other people?
Well, our organization offers many services.
Yes.
Foster care, adoption. We look at the licensing of community residences. But most specifically, we submitted an application on our forensic interview function, which is a collaborative effort between ourselves and the police to bring in children who are victims or witnesses of a crime. They are brought in with our assistance and their statement is taken. We use technology to be able to capture their statement in real time, and the police are given a DVD that they are then able to use as they pursue their criminal investigation process. So this forum has highlighted on a larger scale what we do and how what we do is really able to help child victims to return to a more positive life trajectory, because they are given a safe space to tell their story, and they interact with persons who are specially trained, and it's a very sensitive, developmentally appropriate process. So this forum has just highlighted the great work that we are doing with children.
Yeah. Mr. Charles Bobb-Semple, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Well, let's also look at your experience concerning the PrAISE Awards.
First of all, we were just honored to be nominated for the PrAISE Awards, and then we really thank the community meaning the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, Her Excellency, IDB, the team at iGovTT and TT Connect, all of the senior citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, children, everyone, for really voting for us, for appreciating our role within this ecosystem together with the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, and for among the plethora of awesome initiatives for giving us the tip of the hat for the People's Choice Award. And so we are totally honored.
Yeah, and I want to speak again about the impact that this award would have on your organization, and how does it help your organization to effectively and adequately serve people? Yeah.
So our organization, we are responsible for the implementation of several ICT projects and initiatives across Trinidad and Tobago, reporting directly to the Ministry of Digital Transformation. We are involved in items from business requirements, procurement, and the implementation. Now, in this instance, we had the opportunity to collaborate with the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services to focus on a sector of society that is sometimes forgotten and accounts for about 11% of our population. And we had to create a hybrid environment where we could utilize technology and improve our customer service to our senior citizens for their life certificate exercise that has to be done on an annual basis. For us, it assisted us in persons being appreciative of our commitment, our continuous commitment to innovation, excellence in the public service. Directly through the arm of TT Connect, they interface directly with the public through several arms, whether service centers or online in terms of solution. For us, it gave us the appreciation, and what our hope is that it will have the ripple effect throughout the service sector, so that I have experienced a lot of great customer service in the public sector, and in other instances, not so great. And I think what it will allow is for us in the public service to keep at it, to keep improving our service to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And it will, I think, make more organizations be inspired to adopt our model and raise the bar for service delivery across the public sector.
Yeah. And if you would allow me, People's Choice Innovation winner, Children's Authority, when investigating a crime committed against a child or witnessed by a child, the police may require the assistance of the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, CAT, to do a forensic interview, which is a semi-structured, non-suggestive, legally defensive and developmentally appropriate process of gathering a child's accounts of events in question using child-friendly methodologies which consider the child's emotional, intellectual, and developmental needs. All right? So that concerns Ms. Daniel Jelizo, and also the People's Choice Service Excellence winner, iGovTT, to ensure an inclusive and exceptional customer experience, focusing on ease of access and targeted services such as the life certificate exercise and life and residential declaration services. iGovTT's TT Connect services remain efficient, accessible, and uninterrupted, even in turbulent times, to the elderly. All right, and that concerns Mr. Charles Bobb-Semple. Ms. Jelizo, is it that members of the public or people who need help from the Children's Authority, is it that they are already benefiting from this exercise?
This is a special pool of children that would benefit from this exercise. So anybody can walk into any one of our locations to access the services of the Children's Authority, but this forensic interview process in particular is made via a request from the police.
Yes.
So it is not a walk-in service like the rest of our services could be.
Yeah. So contact has to be made with the police first, and then the police would hand over the information to the Children's Authority.
So the police would initiate, and if they, in the course of conducting their own, because they can conduct a forensic interview on their own. So if they are encountering challenges of some nature with a child that limits them from getting the statement, they will then reach out to us at the authority and request our assistance. We will schedule same, and then all parties will come in on a particular day, and the forensic interview will occur.
Yeah. And Mr. Bobb-Semple, I want to pose the same question to you. Is it that members of the public are already benefiting from this exercise?
Yes. It is applicable to just over 111,000 of our citizens. Those are persons over 65 and above. And essentially, they call 800 TTCN. They make an appointment for their life certificate exercise at their convenience. So they make a call and they make an appointment at their convenience. The customer service representative will book it for them, call them one business day prior to remind them. And when they arrive, the exercise in and of itself takes no more than 20 minutes. But you know what? If they get there and they, for some reason, they are unable to get out of their vehicle to get into the building, which is wheelchair accessible, right? But if for some reason they are having some difficulties, our CSR will meet them at their vehicle and conduct the transaction at that point itself. So overall, reduced from a couple hours to less than 20 minutes. In some cases, it's 5 minutes. So it is applicable to all and currently being utilized.
Yeah, and I think, Ms. Jelizo, for some viewers who may be looking at us this morning, they would want to find out, but how exactly did the Children's Authority get involved in this?
Well, when our legislature was proclaimed, we are a child protection agency, so we are looking at ways and means that we ensure that children are really benefiting from the best kind of services. So though the forensic interview function predated us, we saw it as a key area of collaboration between ourselves and the police service to ensure that children really are given a high quality service when they have to interact with other stakeholders.
Yeah, and is it that the IDB chooses organizations, or is it that it is something that organizations have to apply for? How does it work?
Yes, it's open. We are allowed to submit. We are made aware of the PrAISE Awards, and anybody in the public sector is eligible to submit a proposal about a particular function or service that you offer. And in our case, our proposal was selected and we became a finalist in the PrAISE Awards this year.
Yeah. And what has that done to the morale of your team, the people working with you?
Significant boost. It's been very exciting being able to work on this. There's been a lot of excitement, a major buzz across the team to be able to contribute towards this and participate in it. So I would say a very large jump in morale.
Yeah. And Mr. Bobb-Semple, a similar question. What has it done to the morale of your team at this time? I suspect it's a boost also.
It is. I would say a boost. Plus, we are thoroughly excited, thoroughly happy. We continue to speak about it, continue to have content in social media. We continue to get calls of congratulations from the upper echelon to everyone. The senior citizens continue to thank us, and I think as well, the senior citizens themselves feel as if they won, right? Because this is a service to them and they understood the benefits that redounded to them. So a win for us redounded to a win for them as well. And by extension, the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services. So I think it is a total win all around, and we couldn't go into the season on a better high than this, and really, really appreciative of Her Excellency and IDB for the initiatives. Really, really appreciative.
Yeah. Ms. Jelizo, why should other organizations, as it were, be interested in such awards? What are the real benefits, you think?
Well, I would say, having had about 15 years experience in the public sector, there is a tendency, unfortunately, for there to be a negative opinion about government agencies and the work that we do. But I would say having this forum to be able to showcase the great work that is indeed being done by us and all other public entities, this really is an opportunity to showcase your work to a much larger audience and let people know that despite the challenges, despite resource constraints, despite the fact that change can be slow, there is great work being done, and we should most definitely highlight what we are doing and get others to know what we are doing.
Yeah. Mr. Bobb-Semple, how long does this process take from the beginning of your participation to the end when the awards are given out? What's the period like?
So the submission was made. I did miss a little bit of the questions. I hope I'm answering it correctly. The submission was made in August.
Yeah.
Then in September, we found out that we were shortlisted, and then we had a presentation to do before a panel of esteemed judges, and that took place in November. And then the award ceremony itself occurred this week on the 12th of December, and that's when all the winners were announced.
Yeah. And Mr. Bobb-Semple, what that period of time from the day of let's say you participating to the end when the awards are held, during that period there, what was it like for your organization?
Was that to me?
No, to Mr. Bobb-Semple. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. The first part just broke up. Can you just repeat that?
Yeah,
please?
I'm just saying from the time that you all decided, look, we want to do this, we want to be a part of it. So from the beginning of that period to the end, when the awards were held, what was that period like for your organization?
Right. Well, the thing is, you enter into the competition with something that is already in train.
Yes.
So essentially, it was us maintaining what the status quo of what we do. But when it comes to the People's Award, it is important for people to vote that they want your organization as a people's choice. So what we would have done, in understanding that we are finalists now, we would have reached out to our communities. We would have reached out to, including the senior citizens who visit our centers and so on, and indicate to them, listen, guys, this is a great opportunity. There are several awesome solutions. We would appreciate if you all look at them and, give us the nod that we have performed a great service to you all. And, by the way, in our service delivery to the citizens, we get feedback from them, right? And we scored 4.9 out of 5 as an average. And, that is super awesome. So we were saying, reflect this in the votes, and give us the nod. So we would have reached out to social media, reached out to our colleagues, and indicate to them at the service centers or persons who would have conducted business with us in the past as senior citizens, and ask them for their nod of acceptance. And, thankfully, they did recognize our 4.9 out of 5 service delivery to them and indicated same in their voting.
Yeah.
And so appreciative again.
Ms. Jalizo, Mrs. Jalizo, let's deal with a term that Mr. Bobb-Semple used, service delivery. And I'm just trying to find out, what was it like before and now with this, with your participation and I suspect the implementation of new initiatives, technology, etc. How has your organization changed re-service delivery?
Because we have always prided ourselves on a high standard of service delivery. So from our inception to date, that has always been at the forefront of our mind.
Yes.
So I would say there's not been significant change with regards to that. We are still very much towing that line of service excellence and finding ways to ensure that clients that interact with us really have a positive experience.
Yeah. And Mr. Bobb-Semple, we just have about 30 seconds. Again, anything else you'd like to add? Tell us this morning.
Sure. I want to thank again Her Excellency. I want to thank IDB. I want to thank TV6 for the opportunity. I want to thank the Ministry of Social Development and Family Service, our Ministry of Digital Transmission, all of Trinidad and Tobago, and the fellow participants. I think there's a saying that for any movement to gain momentum, one must start with a small action. And I am hopeful that the small action by the Children's Authority, small action by us, which will be big actions for us, right? But in the scheme of things, they are small actions. I am hopeful that they will generate some forward motion, because momentum solves about 80% of our problems. And if we are able to build some momentum on these small actions, I think it will augur well for our country in terms of the two ethos of the PrAISE Awards, which will be service, excellence, and innovation. So thanks very much again to everyone for this opportunity.
Yeah. Daniel Jelizo and Charles Bobb-Semple, thank you very much for speaking with us this morning, and congratulations again. Okay, bye for now. So we do have this image for you. It's from the Bamboo Cathedral satellite from Shanice Charles in St. Joseph. Shanice, thank you very much for your beautiful photograph. We're coming back.
Come and vibes, because spark of fire. All the pretty girls in the fed, come a little closer.